Welcome to a Minecraft playthrough where I see how many days in a row I can play the game. So consider leaving a like on the video, and let's see what we get up to today. It is another beautiful day here in Forevercraft, and in today's episode we are going to be doing a bit of side projects here with Marnie. We are going to be doing a bit of wheat collection, and while we do that, I am going to discuss a bit about why I think that Minecraft is a game that is supposed to take time, and it's a bit of a reminder for myself and hopefully a reminder for all of you guys about this aspect. However, I am noticing that, again, we do have Marnie and we do have a couple of pillagers right here too, so I do think that we want to start today's episode off by actually starting to take these guys down. It's so nervous when I'm going against all these different pillagers and we can take them down one by one. Okay, so when it comes down to why I wanted to make this video, last night, it was Sunday night, and I was getting ready for the next week when it comes down to making Minecraft videos. If you have been watching, then you would know that I make a Minecraft video every single day, and I do believe that this is the 57th day in a row that we've been making YouTube videos, which I think is a very impressive thing by itself. But there are times when I have more time to play Minecraft where I feel like I want to get more done and then I'm able to get more done. And so I feel like I end up getting into a hamster wheel almost where I'm like, okay, but now I want to get this done, or now I need to get this thing done in order to get to the next part of the process of whatever it is that I happen to be working on at whatever point in time. And what we're doing right now is we are breeding some cows here because I need some item frames. The reason being, over the last couple of days, we've been making a storage builds around down below on the North Knife Ranch, and I am ready for finally organizing my storage when I can. I haven't gotten to it yet, and part of the reason for that is I need some more item frames for that. And I was getting really tired last night, and I was thinking about, I wanted to make sure that maybe during today's episode we do a bit more path building and maybe even put those item frames into the build. And that is just a kind of a small side quest, a little project to do, but it would get my week a little bit more off to a fresh start when it comes down to the next progress that I want to get done in the world. I definitely want to have everything organized by the end of the week, and I was running out of energy and momentum for it. And sometimes when you are playing a lot or putting a lot of time into Minecraft, again, if you have a free day to play Minecraft, which is what I did on Saturday, the day before yesterday, then I got all this stuff done and I wanted to get even more things done, and I started to visualize the next projects that I wanted to get done for the world. And I think that is a good thing because it does show that I am inspired and I continue to be excited about the next projects that I continue to put into the world. However, I think that the important thing that is a reminder for myself is that it doesn't have to all get done in one day or in 1 week. And in this world right here, we happen to have forever. And one of the best things about making these sorts of everyday commentary videos is that when I used to make videos, the video by itself would not be complete until I had finished the build. If the build in the terraforming in the entire area was not completely good to go and finalized, and I had dotted my I's and I'd crossed my T's and whatnot, then I wouldn't be able to make a video. Now, nowadays, even us just getting a little bit of progress done and talking about something that is important to me and hopefully is helpful for you guys is the whole point of the video. And so I reminded myself last night as I was starting to push my bedtime and I was starting to get tired, and I was starting to realize that I was going to overextend when playing Minecraft because I just wanted to get too much progress done at one point in time, to realize that, again, Minecraft is a game that takes time, and that is the whole point of the progress. For a good amount of people, I think that we watch YouTubers and we watch Minecraft YouTube because we do see that time progression, and we know how much time it does take in order to make a build or to terraform an area or to even beat the game unless you happen to be really good at speedrunning. And I was talking with Vampy the other day in the Discord, and Vampy ended up mentioning, yeah, it takes like 8 hours to 32 hours in order to make a build into the world. And I think that that is so true. And one of the best ways to enjoy that process is by chunking it down into different little parts, which is what I'm doing. And you can get excited about those different little parts, right? I was getting really excited to a point where I was going to maybe overextend in my real life last night, just so that I could collect a bit of the wheat, just like we're doing right now, so that I could reharvest this field, and so that we could finally have some item frames for this build. But it's okay if that didn't happen last night, because what I ended up doing is I decided to stop playing Minecraft, and then I hopped into bed early. I was feeling really tired, and I ended up reading my book before bed. And that gave me some even more inspiration, and it gave me a bit more of things to even talk about and discuss, and ideas when it comes down to architecture. In the book that I'm reading right now, it's the Red Rising series, and it is a kind of dystopian future set novel, thousands of years in the future, where humankind has completely changed, and the idea that men and women and all people are created equal is not the kind of the common thread or the way that people conceive of society nowadays. It is very much race-based and caste-based and people and power-based, and people get what they want and have to fight and be really cruel to one another in order to get things done in a societal sort of sense. And it is, again, set 1,000 years into the future on all these different planets. And so there's all these different ideas about exteriors and interiors and builds and different colors and different blocks, technically speaking, are different things that you could use to architect a build. And all of those things were swimming into my mind. And I was able to, have more to my life as opposed to just getting the next Minecraft day done after having worked at the farmer's market on Sunday. And that was the right thing, as opposed to only wanting to get this next project done and feeling like I needed to have this one thing done. You know what? With everything, balance and everything, including balance, because I love those days where I can just really put my head down and get a lot of work done on a Minecraft project. But it's okay if that project doesn't ever, get done within the time frame that you're looking for. And again, in this world, we have forever. And if you are interested, or maybe you play on a single player world, or you play on what we call nowadays with the trend a forever world, well, I encourage you to remind yourself of this too. And it's something, again, that I have to remind myself of, because there have been so many times over the last maybe 3.5 years of making YouTube videos, especially when I've been trying to be consistent. Again, when you're making cinematic or more Let's Play YouTube videos, a lot of the end product is really just the build or the area, and there isn't a lot of kind of tying off that you can do with just having something that is kind of incomplete. For example, imagine if I just, ended my Let's Play episode as like, okay, here we are. We just ended up clearing out half of the field of wheat. I hope that you're excited for the next episode. Well, people wouldn't be as drawn to your comment or content as someone else that is really invested in making the best build area possible and making that extra visual fidelity and, all those different things that make those awesome YouTube cinematic Let's Play videos that I'm sure that you guys know plenty of the people within the sphere. And just to say a couple of names, although I'm always forgetting a whole ton of them, I really enjoy Sino and Builds by Zay and people like that, and Dai in particular. I think that they've been incredible additions to the Minecraft sphere over the last couple of years. But I do know that for those creators, there is that element of, I want to make sure that things get done. And then when you're making YouTube videos, you want to make sure that it also is done maybe by Friday or maybe by Saturday, so you can be weekly or you can have a bi-weekly series and, all those sorts of things. And what ends up happening is that you overextend. I remember it was actually one of my favorite builds that I've ever made on the Lotus SMP about 2 years ago. And I had this incredible build that I ended up making in creative mode, and I was so incredibly proud of it. But I was on a weekly cadence, and I needed to make sure that I had all of the cinematics and all of the editing and all of the bits and bobs and everything that makes me happy with a complete area, but B, a complete video. And I think I woke up on my Friday morning. It was like 3:30 in the morning, and Bob is a couple of hours behind me or ahead of me. And we do get to play together here on Forevercraft, but Bob and I have been playing together for a couple of years now, which is really fun. And so I remember he was up early in the morning, and I think he was probably grinding on something. And I was really trying so hard to get this video done just so that I could, have the video done and I could continue my streak, and I could also have the next project done and I can move on to the next thing and have this, again, fully completed, finished product. And I just remember I literally spent like 3:30 to like maybe 5:30 and maybe 6 o'clock in the morning. I didn't even go to the gym, which is something that I literally do every single day. But I was like, you know what? I have to get this project done. And then after that, I got home. I probably rushed home right after work, and I'm a school teacher, so I can get home on Fridays, usually around like 3:30. So I probably was back home around 4 p.m. And then I remember I spent from like 4 p.m. until maybe 1:30, 2 a.m. in the morning, after waking up again at like 3:30 in the morning, just continuing to build and then make those cinematics. And then after staying up until like 1 a.m. or so, I then woke up again around like maybe 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, my following day, just so I could continue making the cinematics for the videos. And then I ended up going to the gym around like 7 o'clock on Saturday morning. And then I spent from like 8 o'clock until like 1 p.m. on Saturday that next day, just again finalizing the video and making sure that everything was good to go. And I remember being proud of that project, and I will never take back having that build in the world, but I will take back the amount of overextension that I ended up doing in order to do it. And the reality is that that build would have still come together, and I still would have been incredibly proud with it if I had allowed for myself to even give myself another week with it. But sometimes when we get so over invested into a or into a Minecraft project, especially if it's one at scale, then it's hard for us to sometimes take a step back from it. And I say that as like, primary candidate or culprit number one when it comes down to it. I definitely can be that person when I have that thing in the back of my mind, I almost take in a quote of like, I won't do what I'm motivated to do. I will do what is required in order to get the project done. And that doesn't always have to apply to everything. And it's good to have, a completionist mindset towards things. But it's okay to also extend the timeline and the time horizon. And this video style where I've been able to just get a little bit more progress done and get some more work done on something bit by bit over time has been a huge breath of fresh air for me. Honestly, right? Like I could go to sleep last night and I could be inspired and I could have a healthy bedtime, which is hopefully helping with my commentary as I wake up this morning on Monday morning, and can make it a bit more valuable for you guys based on my own experiences. And as a result of doing that, I just don't feel as spread thin. And whenever you are, consistently on the hamster wheel of life, which I probably would assume applies to most of us, where so many of us are busy with school and with work and with side hustles and with other creative pursuits. I know that there are so many artists that we have in the Discord, and we have musicians in the Discord as well, and people that love going to concerts and love having a social life and hanging out with their friends. And if you take I'm going to do what's required in order to have the best everything in my life, inevitably you're not going to be able to maintain everything. You're going to overextend in some sort of degree or form, and it's going to compound in a way that's negatively snowball effects in your life. And so for me, when it comes down to Minecraft and projects, I think it's so important to allow for yourself to take that time. And again, the whole point of Minecraft is to A, enjoy the process of you doing the thing, and then B, to look back at how the land and how the environment has changed over time. I've been here on Forevercraft for about 5 months or so. Maybe not yet, but still getting close. And we're just doing a little bit by little bit every single time. And everything that I have envisioned in my mind is starting to come to reality. And we have even more that we want to do, leading on down to Play-Doh or to Panda's area down over here. And I do have a lot more work that I just want to do, and even more builds that I want to put down with the rest area. And the reality is that if I spent the rest of this month and I decided to grind out this village project, well, in reality, then all I would have is just another big project that I would want to conceive. And I do have plans for a new idea or a new area at some point in time. However, I also want to give myself the time to allow for this to grow and to add the detail that I want to. Again, if I finished everything that I wanted to right here and did it as fast as I can, then inevitably I would just be kind of feeling like I needed to have an even bigger project and have to have even more of a time investment. And then I would overextend. And at that point in time, you are really doing yourself a disservice, I think, when it comes to your mental health or to your physical health or your enjoyment of Minecraft. And I know that for me, Minecraft is this thing that I do not want to burn out from. And I think that if you're watching these videos too, maybe you've had those experiences, and I've been burnt out from Minecraft time and time again. But my experience is that I love to remind myself that it is just little bit by little bit. And we can look back at this wheat field after we're done planting everything, and we can be like, wow, like I enjoy the fact that we ended up getting this little part of the process done. And it didn't matter if I did it last night, because I can actually enjoy doing it this morning a bit more. And so whenever you're feeling like, whether it be collecting blocks or terraforming or building something or anything when it comes down to Minecraft. Sometimes you do, especially if you're a content creator, I would say, sometimes you do have to push the extra mile, and that's what makes you stand apart. And I would say that I am the sort of person that tries to do that. Definitely not infrequently too. Even playing Minecraft 57 days in a row is definitely a push from time to time. However, I think I've really, through doing this series, and enjoy seeing what progress looks like in only a 20-minute period or a 40-minute period, or only if I have an hour to play the game. And I think that is how most people have time. And then, we only have so much limited time. And so other people, maybe you have family and obligations, and then you get so deadbeat on this project that, your wife or your husband or your kids go to bed or something like that. And you decide that you're going to stay up late because the only thing that you have in the back of your mind is this project that you want to get done. Well, there's some beauty in doing that too, because you get to extend and you're passionate about something, and you maybe are, putting a little bit of extra time and sacrifice into something. But, imagine you start that project and then it's an hour in and you're starting to get a bit tired, a little bit more sleepy, and you're happy that you got something done. But now you're in that confliction period where you're like, well, I want to have a bit more done, but I'm also feeling like it's starting to really make it so that I'm overextending just so that I can get this process done or this project done. That is always the time that I have recognized when I start to feel that fatigue and I feel that cognitive dissonance and that middle area of being like, I want to get this done, but I feel like I'm really going to have to overextend in order to get that done. I am trying to kind of teach myself in like a meditative sort of sense that every single time that ever happens, you want to just stop doing the thing. You just want to move on. You want to, do something that maybe is a bit more healthy for your body and for your brain. Go outside, go and talk to someone, make a phone call, touch some grass, get some, again, just change up your environment or do something besides continuing to sit at your computer or in front of your phone playing on Pocket Edition or in front of the Xbox or the PlayStation, whatever console you happen to use. And take a break and allow for yourself to enjoy the process. And it's going to actually, and the coolest thing about this too, in my personal opinion, is that when you take that break, it's actually going to open a new curiosity loop or just an open loop for you want to get that thing done at a later point in time. Now, for me, when it comes down to what we were doing or what we were planning on doing last night, when it comes down to getting a bit more leather from all these cows, again, I had planned on doing it last night, but since I was able to, in retrospect, make the right decision of, taking a breather and taking a step back and allowing for Minecraft to be played slow and at its own pace, then I was able to go to sleep last night and have some ideas about new things that I want to do, and new things that I want to do over the week, and things that would be fun to do in live stream over this coming week, and be allowed to kind of shift my timeline towards, oh, well, you know what, tomorrow morning we can start to get the leather. And then the next day, or maybe after stream, or after work today, I can finally go and put the inventory in, and maybe I can either do that on stream or I'll do it off camera. We'll still have to figure out what happens. And then after that, we can go and finally put the cattails into the lake area that I've been inspired by Play-Doh to do. And I was helped out with Cobb in order to get the materials for at Greg's shop the other day. And then I also do need to go diamond mining because Cobb has also put me into a financial bind. I am in debt. I have taken some items, as we're talking about, from Cobb from his shop, and I have not paid him back. And I am realizing that I actually don't even have enough diamonds to pay him back, which doesn't really surprise me too much in the grand scheme of things. But those are nice, solid little projects that I could get done. Where in the other case, I could be like, you know what? It's boring to have to mine off camera or on stream or whatever it is, or on the video. Why don't I just, get everything done tonight here on Sunday night and have everything ready to go so that the only thing that we're ever doing is building. And the reality is that is not the case. Again, it takes, sometimes 4, sometimes 8, sometimes 30, sometimes 60 hours in order to make a build in Minecraft or to make something that you can finally tie off and say that you're proud of in this sort of sense. And again, when you allow for yourself to take a step back and allow for the game to come together at the pace that Minecraft allows for you to, I think that is a really wonderful thing. Along with if you're that sort of person that happens to be using a lot of the best gear in the game, I do want to say that I have been playing in this game or in this world here for about 5.5 months without Elytra, without really anything, just playing the normal vanilla Minecraft way. And so if you're listening to this and you're like, yeah, Minecraft should be played slow, and I feel like I'm just getting away from it because all I'm doing is I'm working on these mega projects, well, maybe taking a step back and allowing for yourself to, again, remove yourself away from the grind. Sometimes when you're looking too close to the computer screen or your nose is too close to anything in life, then you lack the perspective that you could have when you're doing it. And I think that that is what taking a break and allowing for playing Minecraft slow is. I think that that is really what it's all about for me at the end of the day. Now, we do have a little bit more of the wheat field to do, but as you can see, it really is starting to come together quite beautifully. And I did want to mention very quickly, we've had so much love on the channel recently. I'm so thankful. Even like the Discord, it's like even like hard to respond to all of your messages now, which I'm so thankful about. And we have grown definitely 1,000+ subscribers over the last maybe 6 weeks or so, and are steadily on the way to 10,000 subs. And as a teacher, as I work into the summer, I definitely have a lot more free time, and I already have a couple of clients that would like to help grow their Minecraft YouTube channels. So at the end of this video, you might see a little bit of information on whether or not you would like to maybe make some money playing Minecraft. I think it's so crazy that I get to play Minecraft and I get to make money while doing it too, and have all these people that enjoy. And I've learned a lot about Minecraft over the last couple of years. So if you would like any help with growing your channel, definitely take a look at either the link in description below or continue watching the video. But besides that, guys, it is time for me to head to the gym. Hopefully it's a good Monday, and hopefully you guys have a good day. And if you are curious on watching any more videos, then I will see you on over there on the flip side. Would you ever like to start or grow a Minecraft YouTube channel? If the answer is yes, and you're in between 1 and 5,000 subscribers, I'd be happy to help you out. Consider taking a look at the link in description below. But thank you so much for watching the video. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for being here and taking a look at this video. I really do appreciate it.